Hello and welcome back to my Samurai Jack retrospective. I'm your host, That Minnesotan Guy. Well now, it's time to talk about this famous episode. I briefly mentioned it in my review of episode 30, but now we are here. Today, I will be covering what is considered by many fans to be the scariest episode of Samurai Jack. I too find this episode scary, and you will see why. Considering how unsettling this episode is, special precautions have been made to prevent bad things from happening. For example, all the Ouija boards have been removed from the building. I destroyed all of the dolls that members of my family own so that they don't come alive and try to kill me. I also put garlic and sunray traps around sections of the building, and I even installed cameras and a grid to make sure no intruders come around. Now with all of that out of the way, let's begin the horror with Samurai Jack, episode 35, Jack and the Haunted House. We open with Jack in a forest, and he gets the sense that there is a presence nearby.
Excuse me,
The mood and the atmosphere are in place. That was just a warm-up. Be ready.
Wait!
The Asian-influenced music really adds to the horror of this episode. In a way, I believe that the music is psychological in nature because it is something that your mind will try to handle, but the fear eventually causes you to cave in. You'll hear more of this as we go on. This episode has a lot of disturbing visuals. The house is one of them. Every single one of those shots that you saw gave the feeling that this house is unnatural. The sight of the house causes unexpected feelings, and the scale makes you believe that this cannot be an ordinary house. I also get the impression that just by standing there and looking at it makes you drawn to it. Could it be that Jack is being watched? That's another impression I get from the house. One of the tropes regarding haunted houses is that they are old and tend to make creaking noises. What comes next will only make your blood run cold. This is a great first scare. It works because the moth makes you curious and acts as a distraction. The figure gives a sense of false security, and the school of moths is unexpected when they exit the room. The tension in this scene only adds to the atmosphere, and that's what makes this scare so effective. You see, Hollywood? This is how you do a jump scare. I have to ask if whether or not Genndy Tartakovsky has seen his share of Japanese horror films, because that visual alone would work great in one of them.
What?
I really like the silence in this part. It's also the next great scare in this episode. It works because the room was silent and the sudden sound made Jack feel unnerved. Sometimes you don't need music to convey a sense of fear. I'm going to get to the visions later because there's a couple things that I need to get off of my chest. First, the art style done to make the house look unfamiliar is really effective. If you noticed, many episodes of Samurai Jack had simple colors and high detail to them. This made people knew it was a cartoon. Here, the graphics look fancier and make the episode look less cartoonish and more like an art piece. In my opinion, high-quality horror should possess this type of thing. Second, you can clearly see Jack's fear. His body language communicates this very well, and Phil LaMarr's voice acting is so believable that I see nothing to question.
Jack then uses a candle to light his way through the dark.
More atmosphere building, still scary. That music is still unnerving. I hope you're not bored of my commentary. I like how Jack avoids that cellar door. The episode does a great job of warning us that something dark lurks in it.
Jack spots the figure and comes to a family room. He states that he means no harm.
I am leaving your doll. Here. Right on the...
Phil LaMarr should star in a horror film because that moment of fear is very realistic for a human.
Jack discovers that the figure is a young girl and asks if this is her home. She expresses sadness, and Jack believes that they should leave, but a presence watches them. The doors and windows disappear, and Jack isn't sure what to make of it. He and the young girl decide to rest.
The presence sure knows how to keep victims from escaping. This demonic nature is not something to joke around about. One thing I want to state, that shot of the painting is chilling. Although we can't see it, we know that the presence has eyes everywhere in the house. This scare only works when you watch this episode with no commercials.
Jack notices a bright room and finds the young girl with her family. Jack believes that this is an illusion. The father assures that nothing is wrong and offers Jack tea.
Why, this is quite good.
Yes, it comes from the southern part of Edo.
Yes, I am familiar with Edo. My family and I spent our summers there.
The calm Japanese music only gives a false sense of security. The terror will be unleashed right now. An excellent payoff. The demon's appearance is truly the stuff of nightmares. I'll discuss more about the demon in a little bit. Now I will discuss the visions that Jack received. This episode is famous for using a minimalist art style. There are black smears among the white backgrounds, and these are very abrupt and tend to flicker. It makes the demon's nature even more frightening, and I often ask how Tartakovsky and his team were able to pull this off.
The demon spreads tentacles. It then uses various objects to try and knock Jack down. Although Jack dodges some, a table is what stuns him. The demon then snares Jack. Watch what happens next.
If insanity had a sound, then that would be it. The minimalist style has reached critical mass. This is the void of the demon, a place where negative space reigns supreme and all hope is abandoned. Personally, I think that both of the demon's forms are nightmarish.
Jack uses willpower to break his bonds, and the demon summons a hammer out of pure rage. The two fight, and although the demon is tough, Jack knocks it back. Still enraged, the demon summons a sword. After more fighting, Jack stabs the demon, and it seems to explode. Unfortunately, the demon has grown bigger.
Oh, there must be some way to defeat this thing.
The demon uses dark energy, but Jack manages to evade it. Jack then uses willpower again to grow bigger. The demon throws more dark energy, but Jack is able to grab it, and the demon is defeated once and for all.
I don't know about you, but Jack would make a great exorcist. Yes, I will talk about that now. The demon is a memorable antagonist for one specific reason. We know nothing about it. We don't even know where it comes from, what it's called, or what it even is. All we know is that it consumes the souls of people and uses the young girl as bait. You see, the less you know about the threat, the scarier it is. The demon never has a comical moment like Aku, which means that what you saw was pure evil. Could this demon have possibly come from some hellish dimension? Could it have come from hell itself? I'll let you decide on this one. However, if you prefer not to guess about where this evil could have come from, that's perfectly fine with me.
It seems I have beaten the demon that possessed this house. Kuni, I am sorry. I saw your family, but I was not able to free them.
Well, that was a dark and original way to end this episode. Just kidding. Here's the real ending.
Kuni?
Papa? Papa!
Wacha!
So that was Jack and the Haunted House. This is how you do horror. I need not say any more. I feel that my point has been made about the high quality of this famous episode. Could this episode turn into a personal favorite of mine? You know what? I believe it will. Join me next time when I review episode 36. Now just remember, folks, I make this show for fun. I'm That Minnesotan Guy, bringing you all quality entertainment since 1996. Or is it 1986 or 1976? I don't know. I'll see y'all next time.